the parents of these children have been saying for years that these children literally know what they're thinking, right? But nobody's listening to the parents. They're just saying, oh, that's anecdotal evidence, doesn't mean anything, right? So it wasn't until somebody decided, okay, these children can't speak, but if we draw the letters of the alphabet on a board and get the children to point to the letters, perhaps they can communicate that way. And they could. Okay. Wow. They found that these non-verbal autistic children could spell out words and then communicate that way. Yeah. And as soon as they could communicate, the people found out that these children could speak multiple languages. Right? They knew advanced physics, art, music, all this stuff that they weren't taught. They already knew.
Advanced physics, wow.
Of everything. You've seen autistic savants who will walk up to a piano and just know how to play. Or you tell them, okay, what day was the 5th of January, 1654? And they'll say, oh, it's a Tuesday, right?
It was a Tuesday.
Because they have access to everything, like we have access to everything. Okay. Yeah. The only problem is their left brain, which, our left brain literally links us to this dimension, right? Links us to the here and now. Okay. So their left brain doesn't work quite so well, or doesn't work the way ours does. So they're disconnected from this dimension, as it were. Most of these children don't know they have bodies.
Wow.
Right? That's why they're hitting things so that they know they've got a body.
Wow.
Right? And this is what one of them said. This is why I'm hitting, so I know that I've got a body here. Yeah. And so we've been implanted with a completely wrong view of this world, a wrong view of reality. Okay. And so we're living in this totally disabled state. And we've been shown the way by these non-verbal autistic children.
Wow.
That we've treated horribly, because everyone believes that they're vegetables and there's nothing going on. And these children, they meet on this other dimensional plane, maybe I call it a fourth dimension, maybe, right? In this plane, they meet on a place they call the hill. So all these non-verbal children, from all over the world, come together in this place they've created called the hill, and they speak to each other.
Wow.
And it's been proved that's what's happening, because obviously these children from different parts of the world never met each other. They bring them together, and they know everything about the other person, because they've been speaking to them for ages. Right? What's really interesting about these children, now there's a scientist called Jacobo Grinberg. He's a Mexican scientist. He was a Mexican scientist who was, researching consciousness and all that. And he realized that when somebody's brain hemispheres become synchronized, now they've got access, conscious access to, telepathy, to all these so-called supernatural abilities. Okay. But our brains are totally out of sync. Okay. These autistic children have brains that are in sync.
Wow.
Okay. Now, what this scientist worked out was that when a neurotypical, right, one of us, spends time with somebody whose hemispheres are totally synchronized, they will bring you up to their level. Okay. And their sort of synchronization suffers a little bit, but they bring you up just by being in their presence. They bring you up to their level, right? And it turned out to be true, because in the telepathy tapes, one of the researchers that spent a long time working with these autistic children finally made it to the hill. They got to the hill, and they were allowed to be there and
Wow.
converse. Right? So I believe this is the again, I'm giving away some of the talk because I'm getting into that mode now. But okay.
Save it for Sunday. Save it for Sunday.
Oh, Sunday, I'll save it. Yeah. But yeah, they seem to be, I believe, they're the future of humanity. Okay, they're going to actually be the catalyst to bring us into the fourth dimension, I believe, perhaps. Yeah.
This is profound. I have a non-verbal autistic brother, and next time I see him, I'm looking at my leader. It seems like now it's someone who's actually anchoring in the fourth dimension, in this dimension for us. And it's a lot of people in the chat right now are saying how they're working with autistic people. Someone says here, I have a sister with high-level autism and minimal verbal. This is blowing my mind. So it's starting to put a profound respect on their experience and journey, and allowing us to know that actually they're like portals to the fourth dimension for us. And if we can honor them like that, instead of like putting them into the corner, which a lot of society do, then we can really start to have a deeper relationship with ourselves through them.
Right. So very first thing, find the telepathy tapes podcast.
Okay.
I think it's telepathytapes.com or something like that. Yeah. And just listen to what's been going on. Okay. And what some of the parents have been saying, now that they know that there's somebody in there. Yeah.
Wow.
They've found that that they've been communicating with them in their dreams, using dreams.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would suggest, if you have somebody close to you that is autistic, non-verbal autistic, right, sit with them, right, clear your mind and pretend that you're telepathic. Pretend that you're because that autistic child is telepathic. They have that ability. Yeah, they know what you're thinking. Right? And as I said, a lot of the parents were saying they know what I'm thinking. Yeah. So pretend that you are telepathic. So sit with them, right, and speak to them telepathically, right, and see what happens. It might not happen straight away, right, but you might find that they will change because they realize that you are trying to talk to them. And then when you go to sleep, right, again, set the intention before you fall asleep. Set the intention that I want to hear from, right, whoever it is. I want to get a message. I want to hear, and then see what happens. Maybe you will get a message, and then you can go and confirm telepathically if you got a message from them. Again, if you listen to the telepathy tapes, you'll find that's what happened to one of the parents.
Dave, is it by someone called Kai Dickens?
Yes.
Okay, I found it. Yeah, it's free on Spotify, YouTube, so people can find that. That's incredible.
Amazing. That's
Can't wait to send this to my stepmom.
Yeah, that's.
And this would mean potentially, allegedly, Dave, yeah, that a lot of these children have autism because of vaccine damage, but in a sense they chose that to on purpose for their incarnation, maybe. Again, like it was some kind of divinity there. Again,
I don't think we have a choice in this matter, because again, this is a free will world, right? But what I see is that we're in the middle of a chess match. Okay? So think what happened in 1948, right? Okay, the people pretending to be the Israelites of the Old Testament moved into Israel, right? That was a move by the other side. Okay.
Yeah.
At the same time, in 1948, the Dead Sea Scrolls were discovered, which literally gave the game plan. It literally said, this is what they're going to do. This is how it's going to work. This is what's going to happen in the end.
Yeah.
Would have been, all that information has been stripped out of the world by the Vatican, right, for generations and stuff. And yet, at the same time as the adversary made a move, the Most High made a move.